What's up, guys? So, we've got this new .11 patch notes that came out today. I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit. Go through a little bit of a rundown for you guys. So, we'll go through the big things first, and then just kind of work our way down the list. Pretty simple. They've got a new online mode. Until they make it so you can multiplayer it, I'm really not that worried about this at the moment. But it's cool. New Scav boss. Super hyped for that. Looks like he'll be in the middle of Interchange, probably. I mean, he's definitely on Interchange, but based on the pictures they released, it looks like he'll probably be in the middle somewhere. That'll definitely be cool. We've got the expansion of customs, so I've talked about this for a long time. Anybody that watches me knows I don't like customs. Right now, you can sit in the middle with Swordens on, and you can just camp the map. It's not a balanced map. So, the most hype I've seen around this has been around opening new construction so that you can connect that maybe to old gas station. And it will widen out the gap that way. I really hope that's what they're going for. I've heard some people talking about making the woods outside dorms bigger. That doesn't help the choke point problem of the map, so I really hope they go with the old gas station route. It'll make that map way better, because it's good for PvP. Just the amount of times you get into that choke point and you get into fights and die, or dorms and you get into fights and die because you kill teams and another team shows up. It's just too choke pointy. They need to widen it, so let's hope they go with that. New quests, so I would imagine most of this revolves around Terror Group Labs, because the big thing about the patch is the new map. This is the best screenshot I found from it, but there's a ton of different photos out there, so just go look for them. But this map looks sweet. It looks like it's going to be kind of small, like Factory. I'm super stoked for that, because I love Factory. They have new exit measures for Terror Group Labs, so it looks like you'll have to have key cards to maybe extract, so that'll be interesting and new. I'm really stoked for that. I think this map is going to be really cool. So I'm glad they're putting it out without a wipe. We'll get to play it in our gear that we have now with all the money built up, and then when they wipe, we'll get to start anew on this map, kind of, if that makes sense. So we'll essentially get to have 2 playthroughs fresh for this map, and I'm pretty excited about that. But it looks like it's gonna be sweet. So look at all the pictures. They've got them all up. The new consumable items stimulators, it could be interesting. There's so many things I wish they would work on, so I don't know. I'm not super hyped about this, but we'll see what they do with it. It could be cool. People have been asking for this for a while, so painkillers obviously have like a 12 blister bundle that you get them in, and you only use one. It's weird. So the main downfall of this that I see is that if they're going to make painkillers usable 4 times, I would only imagine that they're going to increase the price by 4 times. And that's going to make it so every time you're carrying a painkiller in your pocket and you haven't even used it yet and you die, you're losing 4 times as much money off of that. And I mean, at that point, you're going to be running over the price of morphine. Really, it seems like it's going to be a weird thing to balance. So hopefully they get the prices balanced out on that, so you're not losing too much money in meds every round. Otherwise, that's going to encourage more hatchlings and stuff like that. More Moslings, more guys just running around with pistols, no meds in their pockets and stuff. It's not a huge amount of money, but when you're running thousands of raids, if you go from 4,000 a painkiller to 16,000 every raid, thousands of times, you're talking a lot of money. So it'll just be interesting to see how they balance that. Hopefully they do well with it. We'll see. The flea market insurance returns in one go. Why not? This is great. Don't see anything wrong with that. New features of the melee so you can't pick them up. That's obviously a consequence of adding all the new melee weapons. We'll get into that later. Okay, so the next big thing is when you greet somebody, you can see their name now. I'm hoping this is one-sided, so like you don't get to just go up to somebody and greet them and you can see their name. I'm hoping it's only broadcasted if you want it to, because otherwise streamers, like big streamers, could have problems with this. We'll see how that goes. But it's a cool addition, because there's a lot of times where, you know, I've seen streamers lead a hatchling along and then all of a sudden they both die, and like I'm sure that hatchling wants to know who it was, and it'll be cool. So hopefully this goes over well. Alright, so let's get into some of the new guns, I guess. The big ones I'm excited, or the one I'm most excited for, is the R700 for sure. I like bolt action rifles, so hyped for that. 8R2, that's a civilian rifle. It's probably semi-auto in 5.56 and seems silly. I don't know. HK416, if that doesn't have more recoil than an M4, I'm gonna riot. Fired one in real life. Fired an M4. The piston-driven recoil system has a lot more kick on the front end, and it's top-heavy, which would theoretically lower the recoil, and it still has more recoil. It's a weird rifle. When you put the shots on it, it doesn't feel bad though. It's a weird rifle. I'm really curious to see how they balance it. So I'm interested in that. RPK-16, so this is a big one because it's got drum mags. I've heard people say 87, 72, 100. I'm really not sure what to go off of for what they'll put as the drum mag amount, but it's going to be cool. It's basically just a trumped up AK. So it's an AK with a bigger than 60 round mags, so we'll see how it goes. Sounds cool. And then we've got the different variants of the Mosin rifle. So I've got some pictures here. We've got the shorter ones. It'd be kind of cool. I mean, these carbine kind of versions might be interesting. I don't know. It's just I love the Mosin, so same reason I'm excited for the Remington. But just here's a picture of that. I love bolt action weapons. The risk reward ratio is so great. We've got new weapon attachments. I like pistols a lot too, just because it's hard to use them, so it feels rewarding when you get a kill. So it'll be cool to be able to mod out the P226s and the TTs a little bit more. Right now, it's like if you want to run a cool looking pistol, you gotta run a Glock, so that's a nice change. So we've got all these new melee weapons. I've got a picture of the sword here. That's the one I'm hyped about. This is why they put in the you can't steal people's melee weapons anymore. Just so that these cool new arts don't get spread around a bunch, and it's kind of like a reward thing you have to earn. I like that, and I'm super excited to find a sword on somebody because I want to get that on a scav or whatever. So new night vision goggles. So this is interesting. This is the big one here. So this reportedly has a 97 degree FOV. I would imagine the one that's on there now is like 45 probably. One of these that's listed in the list is a 2 goggle variant. It's the second one that has 51. So that could really be a game changer on night vision. If this 97 degree one gets in and you can see twice as much with night vision, that's crazy. So we'll see how that goes. We get down to the helmets here. So there's a bunch of them. The firefighter helmet's interesting. Maybe that's a pistol item. That'd be pretty fucking sweet. This airframe one looks really cool. So I have pictures of this. It's really lightweight. It's 3 or 3A ballistic, depending on which variant, so we'll see where it ends up. But that's basically like 357 Magnum rounds. It's not rated to stop rifle rounds, much like most of the helmets in this game right now. So we'll see where it balances out. It does have, and I see in the list, these ears and chops modules, so you can have some face armor. Probably at a lower ballistic value, just like the Fast MT ones, but we'll see what happens there. It looks cool. I haven't seen anybody talk about this slap module at all, and I don't know why. I have a picture here of the slap module, and basically it's this plate that goes on the front of a Fast MT, and it's rated for 7.62 by 39. So this could potentially stop rifle rounds on a helmet that has hearing capability. Like, you can add swordings to this. Same with the new helmet, by the way. You can add swordings to that. But that's huge. Like, to be able to wear a Fast MT and have your hearing still and be able to stop rifle rounds, that's going to be game changing. It's only in this front top of the helmet section, so your face hitbox, even if you have a visor or mandible on, is still going to be vulnerable. But damn, that's huge. The top of your head, that's the big part of your helmet that people are going to be hitting if they're not hitting you in the face. That can be a game changer, so I'm surprised I haven't seen people talking about that. So we've got new vests. Basically, these 6B vests that are listed here are, here's one. So it's like this is the 13. It's a very stripped down fort where you have no real side protection and no arm protection. So probably much less movement penalty, I would imagine, but you're still getting that class 6 as far as the Tarkov is warranted, the way they measure it. You're still getting that class 6 protection in Tarkov, but you're going to have less movement penalties, and you'll sacrifice the arm protection. The 6B23 is a little bit better version. It does have the side protection. It doesn't look like it has arms, though. This press body armor, this looks like it'll be like Karasa level, if not Gen 4 level, when you add the plates into it. They have plate carriers in here too, like more of them. I'm hoping they really start making it dynamic so you can change the plates out and get different armor ratings in this stuff. So this new armor and the plate carriers, that's all interesting. We'll see how that plays out. 2 new backpacks. At least one of these looks military, and they look pretty big, so hopefully it's high-end backpacks. A bunch of new cases. I'm not going to get into all the cases. It'll be cool to have different cases for different things. There's a big items case that looks like it's coming in. A new secure container. Without any information to go off of, I don't know if these will be worth it or good or anything like that, so we'll just have to see how those pan out. Down here at the bottom, we've got some new ammo types. These look really interesting. So the 9x19 and the 1270 RIP rounds, these are radically invasive projectile rounds. They look super fucking sweet. I saw video footage of the 9x19 ones, and they were going through like inches of flesh, like 16 plus inches of flesh, and basically the core of the round, this big part in the front, goes through all the way, and then these little parts at the back kind of flush out and create their own wound channels. So these look like flesh rounds, definitely, but they look like they're going to do a lot of damage. So we'll see how that ends up, but it looks cool for sure. On top of that, we've got new 9x39 variants, which is cool because there's only 2 right now. Now, the sad part is the 2 that are in the game right now are the ones you can find information about. These BP and SPP rounds, If you look anywhere, this is just Wikipedia because it looked the best, but I looked at multiple different sources. You can't really find ballistic information on these variants. So I don't know if they're just super rare or what the case is, but you can't really find ballistic information, so we'll see how they end up. Generally, though, BP rounds end up being super armor piercing for most variants, so it'd be nice if the Val had a little bit better armor pen capability. That would probably balance it more towards the MP7, although the MP7's a little overpowered. I think maybe it should be coming back. Whatever. I like to run those guns, so it'll be good for me. I know that. New barter items. We'll see what happens. We got some new streamer items here. This is pretty cool. Devil Dog, Aquamari. We'll see what happens there. Probably going to be priced like the other ones. Just a vanity thing. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we've got some optimization fixes here. Boring to talk about, but 12 out of 10. Please keep doing those. AI improvements. So some of these are weird. Corrected difficulty AI hearing and some other parameters. Improved AI armed with shotguns behavior. Whew, thank you. No more getting sniped by a Saiga Scav. All these are just like I've played this game long enough and I know scavs change on a very regular basis. We'll just see how these end up. Hopefully they're good. So the big ones in the fixed bug sections are, I haven't ran into this top one, but if that was a problem, whew, glad they fixed that because that's overpowered. But the glitches, the vulnerability glitches, hopefully these are actually fixed. That would be great. So this has been a thing that people have done for a long time, just kind of scroll a bullet over all their mags, and when they search a new vest and see where everything's at, they've fixed that. That was apparently a bug before, so just so you know, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. I've seen people talk about this, and it looks like they think that that means you're not going to be able to bagception anymore. That's not how I read this one. It looks like there was a bug where once you did bagception, you had problems, and then they fixed that. It doesn't look like they took out bagceptioning to me, so we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong there, but fix the hollow sun. So this was a problem for a while, that the hollow sun was invisible to other players, so you basically could just leave it on and do whatever you wanted with it, and you had a laser. Kind of glad they fixed that. This one's interesting. Melee kills are now counted for quest progress. I didn't know they weren't. Sorry guys that we're hatcheting. I don't hatchet run. But that sucks. So glad they fixed that. So this is weird. I wish they would just fix the repair system in general because it's super wonky right now, but hopefully that's good. So now it's impossible to pick up dog tags from members in your group. I understand why they did that, because certain people put out videos displaying this exploit and people started doing it even more. They would just have their team spawn in, kill them all, take their dog tags, go sell them. I get that you don't want people to do that. I wish those people wouldn't have shared that was a way to get money, because more people were obviously going to do it because of that. I feel like it's kind of crappy I can't pick my buddy's dog tag up. Maybe just make them not worth money. I play with friends a lot. I'd like to be able to get their dog tags. Sometimes I play with Veritas. I'd like to be able to get his dog tag if he dies. That's a Veritas dog tag. And I don't see the problem there. Just make it worth 0. But whatever, not a big deal. This is good. Just people who might as well get them out of the menu. That's a good change. This I'm really interested about. Armor has been wonky always, and in this patch. So hopefully they didn't overbalance or underbalance anything. We'll see what happens there. Hopefully it's not crazy changes though. I would like the game to progress, but when it goes from like highs to lows, it gets hard to play the game consistently and do well. So hopefully they don't change it too much. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. There's a lot of stuff in this patch. It looks good. a lot of these changes needed to be made. A lot of them are welcome. The new map looks super cool. New scav boss finally takes some of the pressure off customs, put it to another map, and maybe we'll get some diversity going on. I like it. I think it looks great. So we'll see what happens. They wanted to get it out this year. Hopefully they do. If not, hopefully it's not too long. I know their track record is 3 to 4 months, so hopefully we're not waiting until the end of January or into February, but it's a possibility, so keep that in mind. I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear it. Hopefully this has been helpful to some people. I will get a highlights video up here in a couple days. I stream over at twitch.tv/Endall38. Give me a follow. You'll know when I'm on. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, guaranteed, usually. This week's a little different. I got a wedding on Monday, so, my wedding, I would add. So, things are dicey right now. I had some time to put this together, and I'm hopefully going to stream tomorrow on Saturday and make up for missing Sunday, because I won't be on Sunday. But, let me know what you guys think. Give me a follow on Twitch. I'd love to talk to you guys there. Drop a comment. Talk to me here, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys out there.